Hello guys. Hiya. My name's Maria Deane. My forehead seems shiny. My name's Maria Deane and I'm with you for the next hour or so. As I've been sitting here, there was this just amazing orb that just went up. So hopefully we'll have a few orbs on today. We haven't had them for a few weeks. We quite often get lots and lots of orbs. And so maybe Spirit are going to grant us some orbs today, which would be lovely. I'm just lighting some candles while we're waiting for people to come and join us. So I don't see anybody on just yet. But Stacey is in the background, and so if you want to put your name down for a reading. Hello, Amy. I see you. Hello. So if you want to put your name down for a reading, then Stacey's going to keep an eye on it to see who's next. Hello, Nancy. Oh, Nancy, thank you for asking. I'm okay. I'm a bit, like with the change in the weather, it's been raining here for the last couple of days and I kind of plummet down because I've got that seasonal affective disorder. And Harry, you would love a reading. Okay, then Stacey will put your name down for a reading. And so my mood goes a little bit low, but I am trying to just not go with it really. But it has been pouring down for the last 2 days. Okay, so we just got to trust that it'll be okay, haven't we? Just wait for a few more of you to join us. I've lit some candles. Maybe light one more if I can. Ah, lovely. Thank you. Okay. So I've got my cards ready. We're going to invite our loved one Spirit World Spirit team to come in and work for the highest good of everybody here. And if they give you something to look at, please may they give you the solution. And I'd like to clarify it with only bonds of love are allowed in here. So only those who've crossed over into the light, who are of the highest vibration, are allowed in here. Namaste. So here we go. So, Harry, you would like a reading. Stacey hasn't given me, Amy, hello. Stacey hasn't given me the thing yet, so we'll begin anyway. I'm going to choose a spray for you, Harry. And I have for you Metatron healing. So I'm going to do Harry first because I saw that he wanted a reading. So for Harry's highest good. So Harry, if you can come back on and then I'll do your reading for you. Hello, Amy. If you could let Harry come back on and I can do his reading, and then Stacey can let me know who else is ready for a reading. So Harry, I use the Metatron healing for you. Metatron is there you are. Harry, I'm going to do your reading now. So for you, Harry, I use Metatron, the Metatron spray. Let me spray again. Spray the card, spray me, spray you. And that brings our energies together. So I'm going to invite our loved ones to come in and work with us. So for Harry's highest good. Okay, Harry. Here we go. Okay. Harry, are you being woke up between 3 and 5 in the morning? You've been woke up between 3 and 5 in the morning. You have difficulty. You really have difficulty with sleeping and getting to sleep. Can you confirm that for me? I can see that you're there, Harry. So before we go any further, yeah, okay, thank you. So I know I'm on the right track with you. So you have difficulty sleeping, and you get woke up between 3 and 5 in the morning. You've got too much going on. We've got the juggler. You've got too much going on. You've got all bringing the bowls, the plates, whatever you have in your hands, you're juggling all the time. And what spirit are trying to get your attention. And that's why they're waking you up between 3 and 5, because they want to work with you and they want to show you what your higher purpose is and why you're here. And Harry, if you keep juggling and you keep the plates going up in the air, you can't let something new into your life. So what they're saying is there's some things that no longer serve you that you need to let go of. There's a shadow of the past coming up for you. So there's something in your life now that's triggering something that happened in the past. And what Spirit are saying is this is an opportunity for you to work through this so that you can change your life and you can change the story and you can move on to do things that you're supposed to do. You came here for a reason, and Spirit want you to start looking at that now. So it's time for you now to start looking at what your higher purpose is. Whoever you're waiting for, Harry, whoever you're waiting for to change, they are not going to change. And that's the message from Spirit. They're not going to change. So if you're waiting for somebody to change, that's not going to happen. And what Spirit are saying is the temptation is for you is to wait and be patient and wait for the other person to change. You have your challenges, but they're not going to change. Harry, you are a messenger. So Spirit are saying you are a messenger. You have got a message to bring to the world. This is your higher purpose, or part of your higher purpose. And the shadow of the past that's coming up for you is coming up for you to heal so that you can move forward in it. And so that you can begin to find out what your message is and what your message is to bring to the world to help with the healing and to help us move into the new golden energy that we're moving into. We've got the green man. And as I feel into this, it's turned into a real big reading, isn't it? Instead of just a little reading, I'm sorry. But as I feel into this, there's somebody around you, Harry, that isn't very well. And so there's somebody around you that isn't very well. And what Spirit are saying is that it's making you unwell, that you have to step back away from them and you have to start doing what you know is the right thing to do for you. I'm going to finish it on one more for you, and then we're going to move on because it's quite a long one, isn't it? Okay. Be the queen or king in your own life. We've got the queen of the day. Be the queen and king in your own life. We teach people how to be with us, how to treat us. And if you're not wearing your crown, and if you're not expecting people to be kind and loving and nice with you, and they're not being, it's because you're not being kind and loving and nice with yourself. We've got Queen of Hearth and Home. You need to be happy in your home. You've got a message. So you've got a message to bring to the world. You are a messenger. There's somebody in your life who's not going to change. Lost your nan on the 8th of August. Oh, bless you, Harry. So the 8th of August was my brother William's birthday. And he's in the spirit world. And he works with me all the time. I've got 5 siblings in the spirit world, and they all come and work with me all the time. And so we'll ask Nan. We'll find out. So Nan, if Nan has crossed over, we'll find out if Nan has crossed over. And if she's in the spirit world and she's having her healing. So I have a lady who stepped forward. I'm not sure if it's Nan just yet, but she's stepping forward. Okay. And as she draws closer to me, I'm beginning to see that she has a beautiful energy about her. And her energy, okay, she's a little bit of a contradiction. So as she draws closer to me, she's a little bit of a contradiction. She's letting me know that she has crossed over. She's in the spirit world and she's had her healing. So she's had a look back at her life. And there are some of the things that she would change if she had the opportunity to do that. But one thing, Harry, that she's saying that she wouldn't change is her relationship with you. So as she draws closer to me, she's saying you, kind of your words and actions sometimes don't match up and they're a little bit different. They're a little bit different. So you have really good intentions, but sometimes you don't fulfill them intentions. So as she draws closer to me, okay, she's holding a baby. So she's showing me and she's holding a baby in her arms. Now, whether this is you as a child or a baby that's in the spirit world, let me ask her. And Harry, I feel like it's a baby that's in the spirit world. So there's a baby that's somewhere within the family that has gone into the spirit world. And Nan is saying that she's holding the baby. Does that make any sense to you? So I'm going to have some confirmation that makes sense to you. Harry, are you still with me? Your mum had 2 miscarriages and she also lost a baby. Okay, thank you, Harry. Well, Nan has the baby. So she's showing me the baby, not the miscarriages so much, but she is showing me the baby. So she's holding the baby. And so that's evidence from Nan that she's crossed over, because if she hadn't crossed over, and I remember I said only bonds of love, only those who've crossed over into the light are allowed in here. If she hadn't crossed over, then she wouldn't have come in here. So she's holding the baby. So if mum is open to it, then maybe let mum know that Nan has that baby. And she has the other 2 as well. She has the other 2 as well. She's showing me she's got all the babies. She's got all the babies. And maybe that's something that mum is wondering and mum needs to know. So as she draws closer to me, she's very open, your Nan is. She's very open to wanting to be here. So for somebody who is not that long passed over, she's very, very vivid as she draws closer to me. And she's very open to coming here and talking to you. And she's saying she would like you to get on with your life. So Harry, what she's saying is that there's some parts of your life that you kind of are a little bit stuck in. And she's saying that she would like you to get on with your life. She's confirming that you are a messenger and that you've had your challenges in your life. And your challenges are what the story is about and what the message is about. And you can bring them messages to other people who've been through similar situations. And that's what your message and that's what your higher purpose is. She's smiling. She is so proud of you. And she wants you to know that, because she knows that you have really struggled. But she also knows that you're capable of putting your struggles behind you and being all that you can be and shining your light. And that's what she wants for you. That's what she's bringing forward for you. I hope that was okay for you, Harry. I'm going to move on now because we could stay here all day. And I'm sure there's other people who want to have readings. But thank you for working with me. And I hope that was okay for you. Okay, so Amy. Hello, Amy. So we've got Amy next. Okay, Amy. I'm just going to take a moment after Harry and find a spray and clear the energy. Christ energy. So we've got Christ energy. So spray you, spray me, and spray the cards. You know the routine by now. So for Amy's high skirt, if you give her something to look at, please give her the solution. If loved ones want to come in and give a message, then that's okay with us. But only bonds of love who are allowed in here. Are allowed in here. Namaste. Let me get my lighter out of the way. Okay. Oh, we have the child, Amy. I got a feeling that this is about inner child work. Yeah. Okay, Amy. There is some inner child work that you need to do. There's some work coming up for you. There's some stuff that's been coming up for you and it's making you unwell. We've got the green woman, which is about being unwell. The stuff that's coming up for you is triggering, and it's triggering your inner child. It's not triggering you, the adult. You know the routine. Thank you, Amy. So it's not triggering you, the adult, but it's triggering your little girl. We've all got inner children, little girls and little boys inside of us. And your little girl's been triggered. You need a little bit of training. We've got the Smith, and that's about training. A little bit of training on how to help that inner child move forward with some of the stuff that's coming up. You're exhausted, Amy. A lot of the time you're exhausted. But there is joy for your future. There's just a little bit of challenging stuff that's coming up at the moment for you to work through. But it's not like a whole load of therapy. You've got the big behind, which is not our bottoms. The big behind tells me that it's not a whole load of therapy that you need, Amy. But there is some patterns that come way back from childhood. And that needs to be looked at so that you can move past them patterns and not keep doing the same thing over and over again. I hope that makes sense to you. Something to do with addictions. Now, whether that's addictions, when I say addictions, I don't just mean like the normal ones like drugs or alcohol. I mean working too hard. I mean food could be an addiction. It's about your daughter. Okay, Amy. But it's also about your inner child. So what's happening with your daughter and what's going through with you with your daughter, you are re-experiencing what happened to you as a child. And what your daughter's going through, that challenging stuff, is triggering you. What I want you to know, Amy, is that your daughter is not feeling as you felt when you were going through it. One thing that we always do is that we don't want our children to feel how we felt if we've had any kind of trauma or challenges in our life. And I can tell you that your daughter does not feel like you do. She has her own challenges. But this is about challenges that you went through, that spirit are letting come up so that you can look at some patterns and you can change them and you can heal them. The temptation for you is to do too much, juggling as well. The temptation is to do too much and not take the time for yourself. There was a time in your life when you felt confident and you felt like you could conquer the world. There was a time in your life that you felt like that. What Spirit are saying is that you need to have that time. You need to return to that time again. It could be food, Amy. It could be food, or it could also be being taking care of everybody else and not taking care of yourself. It could also be being there for everybody else and neglecting your own self. You keep returning to this point over and over again. That's what Spirit are saying. You've been here before. You keep returning to this point. And it's to do with control. So we have mechanisms that we learn, that we need and that we learn to keep us safe. And as we grow up, we keep these mechanisms, but there comes a time when they're no longer good for us. And I think what's happened, Amy, is that you've reached a point in your life where the mechanisms that helped you feel safe are no longer doing that. And so things are coming up for you so that you can look at them and move past them and heal whatever needs healing, so that you can shine your light brighter and be the lady of joy that you are. And I feel like that's what Spirit have for you. I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you for working with me. Nancy Sherman is next. Thank you for working with me, Amy. Yes, you are, Nancy. Hello. Let me find a spray for you. All my sprays over here. Grab a couple of them. Excuse me while I come off. Grab a couple of them. So, Nancy, for you, Lily of the Valley, peace and serenity. Oh, that smells lovely. Let's have a second go of that. So, Lily of the Valley, peace and serenity. So, Nancy, are you needing a little bit of peace in your life at the moment? So, for Nancy's highest good, if you give her something to look at, please give her the solution. If loved ones want to come in and give a message, then that's okay. But only bonds of love are allowed in here. Okay, Nancy. We've got Peter Pan here. Let's see what Peter Pan is about. Okay, somebody in your life, a lot of peace. Yes, Nancy, you deserve a lot of peace. We've got Peter Pan. Somebody in your life who hasn't grown up. Somebody in your life who is a Peter Pan and will always be a Peter Pan. Somebody in your life whose words and actions do not match up. When we have someone in our life and the words and actions don't match up, sometimes it makes us feel a little bit like we're going mad. And I'm just staying on this for a moment, Nancy. Because what Spirit are saying is that you need to see the actions. Love is an action. So if the words and actions are not matching up, you know exactly, okay, so we don't need to go any further. But look at the actions. The actions are the love. Nancy, you have a gift. We've got a gift with you. And you have dreams that you want. You have places you want to go, things you want to do. You are the magician. You will do whatever, you will succeed at whatever you put your mind to. That's what Spirit are saying. This is who you are. But your self-doubt is what keeps bringing you back. So you don't have the confidence so much in yourself. And that's what blocks you from doing whatever you want to do and being successful in whatever you need to do. And you know exactly good. But this is a Queen of Shadows, which tells me also it's a shadow of the past, something that's still with you. So people give us messages. And what happens is, okay, lovely. Thank you, Nancy. So people give us messages, and what happens is then people have gone out of our lives and they've stopped giving them possibly negative messages, and they've stopped giving them to us. But we continue to do it to ourselves. I guarantee you, Nancy, that some of the things that you say to yourself, you would not say to another human being. You would not treat another human being that way because it's not in you to do that. And so what Spirit are saying is you must not do it to yourself. And it's really hard because we've got a recorder that's going over and over again, and it comes naturally to us. But you're at a stage in your life now when you need to raise your vibration and you need to shine your light. And the only way to do this, Nancy, is to raise your vibration, is to look at the shadow of the past, allow the shadow to come up, shine a light on it. And when you shine a light on a shadow, it disappears. And that's what needs to happen. But we get so scared of the shadows of the past that come up that we're like, oh, I don't want to look at that. And I'm pushing it back down. And no, it's too painful. But if we don't look at it and we don't shine a light on it, it's going to keep coming back up. So what Spirit are saying, that this is a blessing. It may not feel like a blessing, but it is a blessing. You are a bright spark. You're a bright spark, and they want you to shine your light. They really do. Your Prince of Light is either in your life or coming into your life. And that's why you need to do this work. Because you need to have the right energy for you and your Prince of Light to work through. We've got Tinkerbell here. This is me telling you off, hands on hips. My husband calls me Tink. And when I get Tinkerbell, that's what it means, telling you off. I think I've already told you off. That's about the only telling off that you're going to get. That Spirit want to work with you. There's a shadow of the past coming up. They want you to start looking at it and freeing yourself so that you can either find your Prince of Light or build the right relationship up with your Prince of Light. I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you for working with me, Nancy. Just let me get a little drink. Who have we got next? Perry on YouTube. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is for Perry on YouTube. So, Perry, can you come on? So, for Perry on YouTube, let me get your spray and I'll see if we're going to come on. Oh, you've got Lily of the Valley as well. So Lily of the Valley for peace and serenity. And this is for Perry. For Perry's highest good. You give us something to look at. Please give the solution. If loved ones want to come in and give a message, then that's okay too. But only bonds of love are allowed in here. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nancy, for working with me. Is Perry able to come on? Thank you. Okay, so that's not Perry, is it? Perilous. So I don't know if that's your name or not. What shall I call you? This is a reading for you. Make that connection. So you've got Lily of the Valley for peace and serenity. Let's spray it again. Oh, and you've got Christ energy as well. So let's do that again. And this is for your highest good. Okay, let's begin. Okay. Lady of the Forest. Just want to leave that with, okay. somebody around you is not well. There's somebody around you who's not well. A female energy that's around you that isn't well. That they're causing you some issues. They're causing you some problems. They are the thief. Now, that doesn't mean that they're a thief. But they're the thief that's blocking you from moving forward. There's something you need to do in your life and you need to be able to move forward in it. And this is blocking you from moving forward. It's a female energy and they are not well at the moment. You need to be doing what you love doing and getting paid really well for it. So we've got the Lady of Leprechauns, and that's what that's about. It's about doing what you love doing and getting paid really well for it. What is your passion? What is your creativity? They are not going to change. So if you're waiting around for somebody to change, something to happen, it isn't going to happen. You have to make it happen. That's what Spirit are saying. You have to make it happen. We've got the boy here. Now this is, it doesn't, just because it's a boy doesn't mean it has to be a boy. It can be either a boy or a girl. It doesn't really matter. The thing that matters about this card is that they're a really sensitive soul. And there's a lot of things that they're an empath. And there's a lot of things that other people's feelings that they pick up. And when they do that, they don't know how to discern which is their feelings and which is other people's feelings. It could even be you. Okay, it could even be you. So they don't know how to handle that. And what happens is they get all these feelings and then they have a meltdown and they don't know how to handle it. They need to be taught how to let go of other people's feelings and not allow it to come in. They have a gift. I'm saying they, because you know who it is, and it could even be you, and it doesn't really matter. The message is the message. There is a way of dealing with this. When you're an empath, and a lot of empaths have grown up in a home that was unpredictable, or they've been in situations that were unpredictable. And because the situation was unpredictable, without going into much detail about it, we learn how to read people and how to watch what's going to happen. And it's a mechanism that we pick up so that we can protect ourselves. Okay. And I think it is as well, but I didn't want to say that. Okay. So it's a mechanism that we pick up to keep ourselves safe. But then there comes a time in our life when it isn't working any longer and it starts to cause us problems because we no longer need to keep safe. Well, we do, but we no longer need to keep safe in the same kind of situation because we're not in it. But what comes out of that is a beautiful gift. A beautiful gift that comes out of that is that we become empaths. But we become empaths and we soak up feeling. We become sponges and we soak up everybody's feelings. And then there comes a time in their life where the feelings get too much and we have to learn how to let go of things that are not ours so that we can move forward. You have dreams that you need to go for. You have dreams that you have wanted for a long time. And you need to cut ties with that no longer serves you. But if you look at this, there's the sword cutting the ties, but then the owl is coming in, which is the wisdom. The wisdom is coming in. You have a great deal of wisdom. You have a great deal to offer our world. A great deal. But you need to cut ties with that no longer serves you first. and this doesn't serve you. You keep returning to this point over and over again. Now it's time to maybe look at your challenges, or look at the challenges that have come up for you so you can move past them. You need to change the story. The lady of the song is about changing that story. You need to change that story. If we do what we always did, we get what we always got. And that's what Spirit are saying. You need to change that story. You need to move forward in it. I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you for working with me. Autumn Shimp. So hello, Autumn. What a lovely name. And as we're coming into autumn, very apt, isn't it, for us? You're welcome, Autumn. So we're coming into autumn, aren't we? So your name is very apt at the moment. Hello. So for autumn's highest good, let's see what we're going to get for you. Christ energy as well. Okay. We spray you, spray me, spray the cards, spray everybody. Only bonds of love are allowed in here. This is for autumn's highest good. Let's see where we go with this. Okay, Autumn. You have a message to bring to the world. You are a messenger. Queen of laughter, queen of fun. So Autumn, you have a message to bring to the world, but you have a message of fun and a message of laughter. I believe that you are a lot of fun. I believe that you know how to make people laugh, know how to have fun. And I believe that's the message that you have to bring to our world. We've got the rocks, which tells me you're strong and you're solid. Now, you are a messenger. You have a message to bring to the world, and you're full of laughter, and you are full of fun. But behind that laughter and behind that fun is somebody who has had a lot of challenges, a lot of struggles, but come out the other side of it as you are. Somebody around you, either you or somebody around you, is on the autistic spectrum. So if you felt like either you or somebody around you is on the autistic spectrum, then this is Spirit's confirmation. So this is Spirit's confirmation that that is so. There's some kind of control happening in this. There's some kind of control happening within this. Just bear with me and we'll get through it. You keep returning to this point over and over again. There's a different way of communicating with somebody who's on the spectrum than how we normally communicate. And I feel like that this could be the problem that needs to be looked at. We've got negative, so we've got a negative energy. We've got a negative energy that needs, okay, and you're in two minds about it. Okay, so there's a decision to be made, Autumn. You've come to this, you've returned to this point over and over again. There's either you or somebody in your life who's on the autistic spectrum, and it's causing negative energy and negative problems. It's causing some kind of control issues to go on. So if you're in two minds about something, then it can't really go anywhere. So you need to look at this and get onto one mind with it. I've also got the Queen of Bedlam, which is the card for ADHD as well. So they could be both. Or one could be on the spectrum, one could be autistic, and the other one could be on the autistic spectrum, and the other one could be ADHD. And they could be clashing with each other. And there could be, so that could be what's happening, what's going on. Without knowing all the details, it's hard to say that, isn't it? We need to change the story. We've got the song, which is about changing the story. It's about changing what's happening. There's been some challenges. But it will be a positive outcome. So if the communication can change, there is a positive outcome to it. I believe that there's a different way of communicating. When you're on the autistic, I'm on the autistic spectrum. And when you're on the autistic spectrum, there's a different way of communicating with somebody. And my daughter's ADHD and my husband's ADHD, and my son is on the autistic spectrum too. And we get on very well as a family, but sometimes we clash with each other. And what we've learned is that you can work together. The ones on the with the ADHD help bring us up, and the ones on the autistic spectrum help bring them down. And it works really, really well. But there's a lot of learning that has to go along the way of how to be with each other. And this is something that's really, beautiful when it works. But when it doesn't work, it's like hell on earth. But the thing is, it can work. I hope that makes sense to you. The paradox is, so if you notice this, there's two sides to this. So a paradox means two contradictory sides, doesn't it, to it? Is that it's been going on for a long time. That's the paradox. And you're being woke up between 3 and 5 in the morning. And there's been loss of sleep. You need to change the story. We've got the lady of the song. You need to change the story. If you keep doing what you always did, you'll get what you always got. I hope that makes sense to you. You will know autumn more than I do. But there is hope in this. And it can be sorted. Just have to learn how to do it. And I know that sounds like a big task, but it's not. And it can work. Change is happening. Change is happening. Look at what you need to change in you and see what happens. I'm going to leave it there for you, Autumn. Thank you for working with me. Donna Roy. Hello, Donna. Okay. That was very different, wasn't it? Just bear with me while I have a drink. And Donna, for you, we've got Christ energy. When I first got on, we had one orb. And so I thought we might have lots of orbs today, but we haven't done. But we did have one, and I'm grateful for that. So this is for Donna's highest good. You give her something to look at, please give her the solution. I'm shuffling really well now. If loved ones want to come in and give a message, then that's okay with us. But only bonds of love are allowed in here. Okay. Okay, Donna, Queen of Shadows. So a shadow of the past coming up for you, another blessing. I know it doesn't feel like a blessing, but it is a blessing. Because shadows only come up for us to work through. There's some trauma. We've got some PTSD that needs looking at, and it's come back up again. You are the lady of unicorns, the lady of magic. And when this stuff comes up for us, it comes up because Spirit want to raise our vibration. And they want us to get even brighter, even higher. And by doing that, by looking at this, shining a light on it and working through it and getting through the other side of it, then we become brighter and we heal what needs healing. We've got the Fairy of Youth. So you're the Lady of Magic, the Lady of Leprechauns, but there's some of your stuff from your youth coming up and it needs looking at. The Queen of Shadows, it needs looking at. We need to shine a light on it. And once you shine a light on it, what happens? The shadow disappears. You keep returning to this point. It's not the first time you've been here, Donna. You keep returning to this point over and over again. Maybe just shine a light on it. Maybe just do that this time. Let's fix it. We got the fixer. Let's fix it. You're juggling. You've got so much going on. There's no room for something new to come into your life when you're juggling like this. How can it get in? Your hands are not free. You're just juggling, juggling, juggling. Spirit is saying to let them fall. Let them fall. See what Spirit bring into your life. Lady of Faith. Have a little faith. Okay. This has been going on for a long time. We've got the Queen of Passage. There is joy for your future. Deal with the shadow of the past. We've all got shadows of the past. We've all got stuff that come up for us over and over again. It doesn't stop. Well, it depends where you've come from, doesn't it? But there's always another layer of the onion to come off. There's always another layer. And that's what this is, Donna. Another layer of the onion to come off. Thank you for working with me. And see who we got next. Marianne Harris. I'm just shuffling while we're waiting. There you are, Marianne. Hello. You're welcome. Let me get a spray for you, Marianne. You have Lily of the Valley. Spray you, spray me, spray the cards. Lily of the Valley. Only bonds of love are allowed in here. So, Marianne's high is good. Let's see where we're going. Okay, Marianne. Okay. Queen of Passage. Something's been going on. It's been going on for quite a while with you. But there is joy for your future. So something has been going on for quite a while with you, Marianne. But it's changing. There's joy for your future. It's a shadow of the past coming up for you. And you've not had much laughter. You've not had much laughter or much fun. There's been one thing after another, after another, after another. But it's coming to an end. You're coming through a different phase now. We've got the Lady of the Forest. Fierce. Oh, Marianne. I am so sorry to hear that. But there is so much fear in our world at the moment. And we need to conquer that. You know, when we have so many fears, that's what we bring towards us. And you need to be able to not bring them towards you. It becomes, Lady of the Forest, it becomes like an addiction for us. And we go straight away to the negative. That's the temptation. And when bad things happen to us in our lives, then we automatically go back to that. That is the thief that's blocking you from moving forward, Marianne. You're like, oh no, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. And what Spirit are saying is you need to change your fears. We need to change them. Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy then, isn't it? That's what happens. You need mental strength more. Queen of House and Home. Are you happy in your home at the moment, Marianne? I don't think it's mental strength, Marianne. I think it's learning to change our thoughts, learning to change our thought pattern, learning to start seeing more joy than fear, more love than fear. So loving ourselves, loving our home, loving people around us. There's a negative energy. There's a negative energy around this. There's a negative energy around it, Marianne. You've grown. We've got the fairy of growth. You've grown a lot. But we need to get rid of that negative energy that's blocking you from moving forward. No, not an unhappy home. So just clear that for me. I'm not saying, let me clear it up. I'm not saying it's an unhappy home. I'm saying that there's an energy in it that needs clearing. So I'm not saying it's an unhappy home. I'm saying there's an energy in it that needs clearing. Because Spirit are trying to raise your vibration because you're moving into the new golden energy. So we've got the new golden energy and you're part of that, Marianne. So you're part of raising the vibration for humanity. You're part of moving us into ascension. And to do that, you've got to have a positive outlook. You've got to start believing and have faith that our world is changing. You do feel a negative energy around. Okay, then you need to clear that, Marianne. So there's only bonds of love are allowed in here. If I have my etheric weaver. This is what you call an etheric weaver. And this is Archangel Metatron healing. And this is about removing any negative energy that is around us or in our home. And if you want me to remove that energy for you, then message me and I will do that. And we'll remove that energy for you and send it for healing so that you can move forward. You need to sage your home, open your windows, sage your home. That will bring you down and that will make you full of fear. It makes you feel exhausted. It makes you have really vivid dreams. It makes you be really irritable and really annoyed, especially with your loved ones. You get really irritated with them and really annoyed. And to get rid of that negative energy so that you can move forward, it blocks you from moving forward. And the reason it's blocking you, Marianne, is because this is your higher purpose. Your higher purpose is to move into ascension and to help humanity move into ascension and move into the healing. You're part of that. You're part of that. We've got the Lady of Leprechauns. This is about you being a lady of magic, and you can do that. It's about you moving forward and being all that you can be and shining your light and helping humanity to shine their light as well. You know, our world, things get worse before they get better. And now we're moving away from that. We're moving away from the fears and we're moving into the love. And we're moving into the golden energy. We're moving into ascension. We're moving into the golden energy. And everybody's on board. And we need you on board as well, Marianne. So we need to get rid of that negative energy that's blocking you from moving forward and letting you move forward so you can do what you came here to do. You're welcome. Thank you for working with me. You're welcome, Marianne. Linda Scanlon. So Linda, thank you, Marianne. So for Linda's highest good, you give her something to look at. Please give her the solution. Just wait for Linda to get in. Hello, Linda. Hi. So let me get you a spray, Linda. Let's finish with Metatron, shall we? Let's have Metatron. Seeing as though we had Metatron healing earlier, let's do a little bit of Metatron. Only bonds of love are allowed in here. So for Linda's highest good. Okay. See where we're going with this. Oh, we've started off with the paradox, Linda. So if you look at this card, it looks horrible, but it's not really horrible. It just means a paradox. And a paradox just means it's two contradictory ends. Like you can't have light without having dark first. Somebody can be full of light and they can be full of dark at the same time. So, and we've got the negative energy again. So the paradox of negative energy is that sometimes it can be positive. And sometimes it can be positive. We'll see now. The temptation is to allow the thief to block us from moving forward. Now I get it. So the paradox is that negative energy sometimes can be positive. And the reason it can be positive is because if we've got the negative energy and it's blocking us from moving forward, then we need to work through that negative energy so that we can move forward. And it's like, oh no, not again. There's some trauma, some PTSD that needs looking at. There's some trauma that needs healing. You, Linda, are a lady of magic, a lady of unicorns. But you've been having some really vivid dreams. You need to cut ties with that no longer serves you. You see this? This is the sword, wrong way around. This is the sword, and you're cutting ties with that no longer serves you. And here comes the owl. And the owl is coming in, and the owl is wisdom. So the wisdom from cutting ties with that no longer serves you, the wisdom comes in and you can do the healing that you need to do. We've got the fairy of naughtiness. Now, I don't think this is you, but I think somebody in your life has been naughty and you need to cut ties with them. And I think you know what I mean, and we don't have to bring it up. But I think you might need a little bit of training. The Smith is about having training. The Lord of the Forest is about addictions. And so they may be addicted to being naughty. And I think you know what I mean. The speaker of truth. This is the truth. This is the speaker of truth. And Linda, you are the speaker of truth. We've got the big behind. This is not our bottoms, okay? And this means there's not a whole load of therapy to be done, Linda. But there is some patterns that you need to look at to help you move forward. You also are a messenger. So you have a message to bring to the world. Have a little faith. You need to have more faith in yourself. Have a little faith. You are moving forward. You are changing. The shapeshifter is about changing. You are changing. You are moving forward. There is some grief that comes with that. There is some grief that comes with that, but that's okay because grief is there for a reason. You need to change the story. We've got the lady of the song. You need to change the story. And how you change the story is by looking at your story and seeing where that story keeps ending up the same way and then healing that story and then changing the story. I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you for working with me. Thank you, guys. We've come to the end of today's readings. Thank you all for being there. It's been really lovely. And I'll see you in a fortnight's time. I'll leave it up to Stacey to